Hello guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to see how you can implement Google sign-in with Firebase in Flutter. So this is what our app will look like once we are done implementing the feature. You can tap in the login button. You can log in with any ID. You will get your information on the screen. You tap on logout and it has been logged out. So this is what we will plan to build today. So let's start the tutorial, guys. So I'm currently in the Android Studio and we will create a brand new Flutter project. So let's name it G sign in 1. Finish. Let's wait till it creates the Flutter project, and let's break down the whole app building process into two simple parts. The first part would be to configure our project, our current Flutter project with Firebase, and the second part would be the logic part where we would code the Google Sign feature. So for the first part, let's go to Google. Go to your preferred browser, and first of all type Firebase console. There, go to the Firebase console. If you don't have a Firebase account, then create one. And I already have one, so I won't create one. So let's add a project. Give it a name, G signing 1. You can give it any name. Continue. Disable the analytics. Create a project. And this will take a few seconds or some minutes. Depends on your PC. So after waiting for a few seconds, our project is ready. So press on continue. Now we are on our dashboard. So since we are building this for Android, I'll tap on this Android icon and let's do a split screen. It will be better for us to understand what's happening. All right. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to add the Android package name. So where do we find the Android package name? It is basically in our app level build.gradle. So our app level is this Android directory. So this is our app level. So in this there is a build.gradle, and there we have to search for, wait a second, no, yeah. So our app level build.gradle is inside the app folder, sorry. There we have to search for our application ID. This is our application ID, and I'll just paste it here. I'll give it a nickname, anything. We'll skip this one for now. We'll see it later. I'll register the app. It's registering. Yeah. So now the next step is to download the Google services.json file. So we'll download it, and basically we have to, yeah, I already have one, but I'll just save. Yeah. So I've saved one. Now we have to place this services.json file in our, in our app folder basically. So here, yeah. So as you can see, the app folder has been added. The Google services.json has been added into the app folder, right? Now I press on next. Now there are some lines of code that we need to add. So the first line of code that we will add is this class path one, and we have to add it in the project level build.gradle. So the project level build.gradle is the build gradle which is present in the Android folder. So here in the dependencies, yeah, I'll add this class path here, and now I think everything else should be present already. Now for the second one, I'll copy this G Google Services plugin, and this has to be added in our app level build.gradle. So basically here, yeah, apply plugin, and this dependencies has to be added as well. So I'll add this dependencies here. All right, and also just change the minimum SDK version to 21. Okay, so now press on next. Now press on continue to console, and that's it. we have successfully added our app, but there are some few things that we need to do basically before we can start implementing Google Sign-in. So what we need to do is we need to add a SHA-1 key and a SHA-256 key basically in our project. So how do we do that? It's very simple. You go to the settings gear into the project settings, then you tap on add a fingerprint. Then to get the fingerprint, let me once again split the screen. Yeah. So for that, what we'll do is we'll open this terminal in our Android Studio, and currently we are in our root directory. We need to go to our Android directory. So I will press cd Android. Now I am in my Android directory. Now I'll type this command: gradle w signing report. So this command will generate a list of SHA keys for me, and from that I'll have to paste the SHA-1 key, this SHA-1 key here. I'll save it, and I'll also have to add the SHA-256 key. So wait, let me just maximize it. Yeah. So I'll take this SHA-256 key, I'll copy it, I'll do add a fingerprint, I'll paste, it has detected, I'll save, and that's it. So basically we have added our SHA-1 key, SHA-2 key, and yes, we have to download the Google Services file once again because we have made changes to the project settings. So make sure there is no bracket 1 or 2 in your new downloaded folder, because the file name has to be exactly Google Services.json. So once again, I'll drag this to my with Android folder. Yeah. So yes. Okay. So we are done configuring Firebase with Flutter basically. Now we don't need this. Now our whole concentration would be in Android Studio and how to implement the Google Sign-in feature. So for that, we will need 3 external packages, and they would be Google Sign-in, Firebase Core, and Firebase Auth. So type this in your pubspec.yaml, do a pub-get, and let the Flutter get all these packages for you. And once we have all the packages, let's move to main.dart, and now let's try to implement the logic of the code where we will build our Google Sign-in feature. Actually, there's one more thing left to do basically before we start coding. What we missed is we have not yet enabled the Google sign-in and the email password sign-in feature. So for that, we will go on our dashboard. We will tap on authentication, and from here we will tap on get started. Wait for it loading. Yeah. Now we will go in Google. We will enable it. I'll select my email ID. I'll save it, and we will also enable sign in with email and password basically. Yeah, this has been enabled. Let's go to sign in method. Yeah, add new provider, email password, enable, save. Yeah, so now we're done with this. Now let's try to code the feature. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll import all the packages that are required. So I'll import the Google sign-in package, Google sign-in. I'll import the Firebase auth package, the Firebase core first, then I'll import the Firebase auth package. Yeah. Now what we'll do is we will make this main function async, because we have to initialize our Firebase app first. So for that, we will type this widgets flutter binding dot ensure initialized, and we will await on Firebase dot initialize app. So basically our app will get initialized in the Firebase, and then our whole code will run. It's awaiting on it. Next, what we'll do is, this is our home page, where first let me remove the dummy code basically. Yeah, let me remove everything. We don't need an app bar, I think. Or do we need one? Yeah, we need one. I'll just pass my name here. Yes. I just pass the channel name here. And the body part, we will remove everything. We don't need the floating action button. I'll remove it as well. And the body we will code from scratch. So before coding the UI, we need two more things. What we need is basically we need one variable called as Google sign in. Google sign in. So this Google sign in is basically an instance of the Google sign in class, and we'll use it everywhere wherever we need to call the Google sign in class. Okay, so now in the body, we will actually use a stream builder basically. So why a stream builder? So what a stream builder does it? A stream, if you know what a stream builder does, a stream builder basically listens to the streams. So for that, first we will have to, oh, it's the wrong syntax. So yeah, stream builder, first we'll have to set a stream. So our stream will be Firebase auth dot instance dot auth state changes. So first we need to tell what kind of stream we are listening to. So basically we are listening to a user stream, right? Now we also need to provide a builder. So our builder would have a context and a snapshot, and we would return, this return statement is what the stream builder will build. So what the stream is, the stream is basically the current instance of the authentication state. So suppose, and what the stream builder is built on, the data type is the user. So basically we'll get all the the states of the user, the sign in user, or if the user is not signed in, then we will have nothing. So we will build our stream builder very smartly. So basically, and all our data will be stored in the snapshot, right? So if snapshot dot has data, so if we have any data, we'll return something. And if suppose the snapshot dot connection state is equals to connection state dot waiting, connection state dot waiting, what we'll do is we'll return something else. And if nothing is, if none of these conditions satisfy, we'll return something else. So for now, let's keep it a container. Now, if the snapshot.connection state is connection state.waiting, it means that we have not established the connection. We will return a circular progress indicator. So we will have a circular indicator loading on the screen for the whole time, right? I'll add a constant modifier here. Yeah. And if snapshot.has data. So basically, if we are logged in, then we'll return something. And if we are not logged in, we will return this part. So first, let's try to code the part where we are not logged in and where we are trying to log in the user, right? Where we are trying to implement the Google sign. So for that, I will build a container. The child would be a center, and its child would be a gesture detector. I'm not building a button. I'll just use a gesture detector. If you want, you can, build a elevated button or a text button. So our on tap function would be an async function basically. So in this function, we'll write the whole logic of the Google sign-in feature. So first of all, let's create a new user and let's await on the Google sign-in to complete. Yeah, sign in this function. Yes. Now now our data is stored in the new user. Now we will create another variable called as Google Auth, and we will await on new user dot authentication. Now what will let's I missed another check. Okay. Now we will make a variable find creds, and we will store Google Auth provider dot credential. So basically we are storing all the credentials of the current sign in user, the user which are we are going to sign in. So access token, ID token will be Google Auth dot ID token. Yeah. Now once we are done with all this, only one step remains. We will await on Firebase auth dot instance dot sign in with credential. All right. and this credential would be our creds. So this is the whole logic of signing in the user with his or her Google credentials, right? So now that we have created the functionality of a button, let's quickly create the button also. So the child would be a container, and this child would be a text saying login with Google. Let's give it a padding so that you know it's, yeah, I've given it a padding so that it's not, stick to the margins. It will look good with the padding. So I think we are done with it. And yeah, so when you press this login with Google button, this whole on tap function will get triggered and a new Google user will be signed in. And all that will be, you know, maintained, will be recorded by this stream builder, by this stream Firebase install changes. So let's test whatever we have built till now. For that, I'll test on my mobile device because on emulator you don't have a Google account, and if you don't have a Google account, you won't be able to test the Google Serenity feature. So I'll quickly, share my mobile device here, and yes, so let's run the app, and it will take a little bit time since we are running it for the first time. Yeah, so after waiting for a few seconds, our app has finally started on the device. And as you can see, there is a login with Google button there. I have added a red color to the container. And how will we know that we are successful? So suppose my whole feature works and I'm signed in. What will happen is my snapshot will have some data, right? And if the snapshot has a data, we will get it will return an empty container. So basically, our screen will render an empty container. So if we get an empty container, that means we have successfully logged in. So let's try. I'll choose this account, and yeah. So as you can see, we have got an empty container. That means we have successfully logged in. Now what we have to do is we have to replace this empty container with some data. So for that, I'll add a column, and in that I'll add some children. For example, suppose I need my profile photo, my Google profile photo. So for that, I'll add an image. It would be a network image because we are fetching it from the Firebase, right? And so it would be snapshot dot data dot, what is the photo URL? Yeah, this one. And we have to convert it to string, and we have to also add the null check error. Yeah, that would do. Now we have the photo. Let's try to display our name. So it would be snapshot dot data dot display name. This also we have to convert it to string and add the check. I think it would be a string only, but let's just add it. Okay. So now if I refresh, oh, there's an error. Okay, so we are missing a semicolon because we are returning the center. Yeah, so as you can see, I have my image. Let's bring it in the center. Let's do the main axis alignment to center. And with that, the whole contents of the column will come to the center. So yeah, as you can see, I have successfully loaded my data. And now this means that our logging feature is working. Great. Now what we have to do is we have to implement the logout feature. So for that, what we will do is we will basically create a button here after the text. Let's copy the same button. Let's copy this whole gesture detector. Okay, so from here till here, great. Now I'll have to change whatever functions I'm performing here. I don't need this. I will change it the text to log out. Okay, and let's try to reload it. Okay, so I have the button. Let me add some space between the text. We do this by using size box. Add a size box, size 30. Yeah, seems fine enough to me. Now, what we'll do is we will call this function. We will call await Google sign in dot sign out, and we will await on Firebase auth dot instance dot current user dot nope sign out. Yeah. So with these two functions, I think we should sign out successfully. Let's refresh our app. Now, if I press on the logout button, yeah, I successfully signed out. Let me log in again. I'll select the account, logged in successfully. Now logged out successfully. Great. Now the next step would be to check if the data persists if we kill the app or not. So what I mean by that is, suppose I log in with Google and I select an account and I have got my details, right? Now suppose if I kill this app from my recent memory, and now if I try to open the app again, you can see I'm still logged in. So this is great. This is what we need, right? We always want to maintain the user's logged in status in the real world apps. So this was made possible because we used the stream builder here. If you wouldn't have used the stream builder and stored the state of the user, signed in user in some variables, we wouldn't have been able to get this feature. We would have to implement shared preferences, and through that we would have then maintained the state of the login and the logout state of the user. But with the help of stream builder and with the help of this stream, we are now able to know the state of the user without using shared preferences. So we have successfully implemented the Google sign-in, we have implemented the Google sign-out, and we have also persisted the data even if we kill the app. So in this tutorial, you have learned how to implement Google sign-in and Google sign-out feature also, and you have also learned how to persist data. So if you think the tutorial was helpful, then do like and do share this video. And thanks for watching, guys. Thank you.